Video went viral yesterday on the streets of New York, an animal rights activist versus a regular guy eating a kebab. And this video, I think this sums up the difference between the left and the right in America.
You're disgusting. What do you think you are? You're just a coward. You're a coward. You're a spy. You're embarrassing.
Lady's right in his face, and there's the guy.
You're gonna die on your own without.
Guy's just standing there, sunglasses on, eating his kebab.
Good? You and your small and your way of killing animals, and it feels good for you have all the blood on your face and all the blood on your hands.
He's not saying anything. He's just eating that kebab. This is it. This is what politics looks like right now to the generic voter. The libs are the screaming, shrieking, hyena animal rights activists losing their minds because a man is eating a street kebab on the sidewalk in New York. And then the conservatives look like just the guy in the t-shirt with the sunglasses trying to enjoy his kebab quietly, not really all that provocative, just eating his lunch. That's what it looks like right now. It didn't always look like that, but that's what it looks like right now. When the libs wail and shriek and cry about the importance of having 5-year-olds watch drag queen shows, they look like the shrieking animal rights lady. When the libs shriek and cry and scream about the importance of flooding the country with illegal aliens, they look like the crazy animal rights lady. When the libs wear 17 different masks and have 152 injections of the Fauci ouchie, they look like the crazy animal rights lady. And then all the rest of us are here, and what do we say? Most conservatives right now they're not articulating some super ethereal academic political ideology. They're just saying, hey, maybe don't chop the kids' genitals off. Maybe don't. Or if you're going to wait a little while at least, right? Huh? Maybe let's not kill all the kids. It's not in the Constitution, and it's probably wrong, don't you think? Hey, I don't know. Maybe the 5th shot of the experimental mRNA drug, maybe I don't need that to prevent the mild cough. They seem really, really reasonable and moderate right now, which the right wing does not always seem, but it does right now. That's why they're winning over people like Joe Rogan. That's why they're winning over the middle of the road voter. That's why Liz Cheney has a little bit of a career right now. She's not taking any votes away from the right, from the Republicans. She's taking votes away from the Democrats because she is effectively a Democrat and she's attacking Trump, but she's prying off a decent percentage of the moderate Democrats. That's why the polls are showing if she were to run for president in 2024, she would single-handedly swing the election to Trump against Biden. Speaking of eating, this is a story I've been waiting to get to for a while, and CNN has given me the opportunity. Headline from CNN: Mealworm seasoning. Scientists explore creepy, crawly flavoring to satisfy meat cravings. Would you like some meaty, savory mealworm powder seasoning with your food? It's a question you might soon be hearing at the dinner table, or at least that's the hope of the scientists at South Korea's Wonkwang University. That's right. The research that they're working on is a response to the dietary demands of a growing global population and the looming climate crisis. And the argument is that because of the sun monster and because people are having babies, we all have to eat bugs. There has been a really weird push from the libs to make us all eat bugs. There was that video that came out a couple of months ago that of all the celebrities eating bugs. There are articles that pop up in the mainstream media constantly talking about how we need to eat crickets. Now we need to eat mealworms. We have to do it. Why? First of all, when we talk about the growing population, the population in the West is dying. The United States has had a dying population for 50 years. So our population is not growing. That's why we have to flood the country with illegal aliens and legal immigrants, for that matter, to artificially prop our economy up. So the population growth is not a big problem. And the idea that the sun monster is forcing us to eat bugs is insane. If anything, a little extra heat, a little extra sunshine is going to improve conditions for ranching and farming. So what's this all about? What this is all about is not the sun monster or any of the doomsday predictions that the libs always have: global warming, global cooling, the population bomb. Remember that? They're worried about population now. 50 years ago in 1970, the libs predicted in a very famous book by Paul Ehrlich called The Population Bomb that the world population within the following 10 years would grow, and it would cause mass famine, and this was unavoidable, and that's why we needed forced sterilization and contraception. And that didn't happen. Today, the world population has doubled. Malnutrition is at an all-time low. So that was all just fake news. But whatever it is, the doomsday predictions of the global warming and the global cooling and the population bomb and all the rest of it, and the ozone layer and acid rain and all the other things, they don't ever destroy the world. We're now several years into AOC's prediction that the world's going to end in 10 years. I think we're going to be fine. We're now well past Prince Charles's prediction that the world was going to end a couple of years ago. What is this about? The reason they want us to eat bugs is because it's gross. The reason they want us to eat bugs is the same reason that Catholics don't eat. It's not the same reason, but it's the same principle as to why Catholics don't eat meat on Fridays. It's the same principle why people of all religious backgrounds fast sometimes, or eat food that can be bitter or unpleasant at sometimes for the purposes of spiritual discipline. The reason that they want us to eat bugs is because of how yucky they are, because it breaks a taboo. It's not that we need to eat the bugs to save the planet, and as a consequence of that, it's going to break our taboos. The libs want us to break the taboos because the libs don't like Western culture, and they don't like our traditional ways of life, and they don't like our traditional religion, and they want us to take part in their new weirdo culture that's based on their weirdo, new agey environmentalist religion. And so to be inducted into that and to train in a spiritual discipline for that, they want us to eat the bugs. There is zero reason, economically, ecologically, no reason in the West, especially in America, that we need to eat the bugs. They just want us to do it so that we're in the cult with them. The bugs are much more a symbol than they are a source of protein. Elon Musk just made a great observation about this. Elon Musk, who is a big supporter of renewable electric energy, obviously he makes a lot of money on electric cars. Elon Musk, who believes in global warming and climate change, during a recent energy conference in Norway, Musk pointed out, quote, "Some additional exploration of oil and gas resources is warranted at this time." So unlike a lot of the other environmentalist libs, he's saying, no, we're not just going to get off of gas and oil. He says, realistically, I think we need to use oil and gas in the short term because otherwise civilization will crumble. One of the biggest challenges the world has ever faced is the transition to sustainable energy and to a sustainable economy. This will take some decades to complete. Great observation. And it reminds us why the libs are erecting all those stupid windmills that kill the birds and don't really produce any energy. Green energy doesn't really work. Okay, when you look at the efficiency, when you look at the energy output, it is absolutely nothing compared to oil and gas, and certainly compared to nuclear power. If the libs were really just interested in generating abundant, cheap, sustainable energy, they would build nuclear power plants. And yet the libs are not doing that. They're vehemently opposed to that. If the libs wanted cheap, abundant energy that, contrary to popular belief, is not going to run out anytime soon, probably anytime at all, they would use fossil fuels. But that's not what they want. What the libs are really after is making us kind of sacrifice, making us feel the pinch, making us go through a kind of spiritual discipline, just like eating the bugs. They want us to turn off our energy and to stop traveling as far and to stop doing as much and to stop using gas and to not even consider doing nuclear energy because it hurts. When they build those windmills, they're not building a source of sustainable energy. They're just building a religious icon. It's just the modern version of an ancient Egyptian obelisk with a weird little spinny thing on top. That's what it's about. The primary function of the windmills and all of the other monuments to environmentalism is as a symbol, is as a monument to the new kind of cult, the new kind of religion. Well, we used to build big crosses. We used to build statues of Christ the Redeemer. Well, we used to build, even outside of Christianity, we used to build ziggurats and pyramids and giant weird obelisks. Now we build these monuments to the new gods of environmentalism. It's just a weird, creepy cult, and it drives people just as nuts as the animal rights activists screaming at the shish kebab guy on the streets of New York. I'm so glad you liked that clip. Now, you got to ring that bell. Subscribe. I know we hit 1 million subscribers. I want to hit 1 quintillion. I know it's ambitious. We can do it. Ring the bell. We'll see you next time.